Tonight, we'll have highlights plus all the day's news, weather, and sports coming up tonight at 10 on Channel 2 News.
Did you know that 2/3 of the movies we call Hollywood movies are actually made away from Hollywood? Now, think what it means when a movie production team comes winging into a small town. The stars and the camera crews and technicians, makeup people, gaffers and grips, plus the trucks and the generators and the trailers, and the money. Every year, $500 million is spent on production of movies in America outside of Hollywood. Well, tonight we have a story of the impact on one community of the coming of the movie makers. Here's Tom Hoving. Tom?
Hugh, the story tonight is not so much about money, it's about people and their impact. It's about the movie makers and the people of a town in Tennessee. It's a story of human interaction of a very high order. It's easy to understand why the Hollywood filmmakers came to this little town. This is Rogersville, Tennessee, the location for Universal Pictures' The River. The crew for the picture included more than 100 people, costing $90,000 a day for 7 months. By the end, over 1,000 local citizens would become involved with it.
We are rolling. Speed.
The River is directed by Mark Rydell, famous for The Rose and On Golden Pond.
Action.
Why did Rydell go on location? The water, the mud, the rain, created artificially here at this location site, could have been produced on a back lot. Rydell searched the country for the perfect environment to film The River, traveled thousands of miles from Hollywood, and spent hours in a wetsuit directing the flood scenes because his public forced him to.
Cut.
Many years ago, audiences accepted a certain degree of unreality that they're not used to now. Now they demand the real location, the real place, the real river, the real flood, the real corn, the real cows, and the real emotion and the real tears.
This is a highly emotional, modern story about a farm family's struggle to survive. In this, the opening scene, a nearby river threatens to destroy their lands and farmhouse.
Tom! I gotta get these kids to bed. They've got school tomorrow.
18 states were scoured for the best location. Tennessee's Film Commission, one of 72 similar state and municipal authorities, fought hard to lure Hollywood's business. Pat Ledford, state film commissioner at the time, landed the movie.
Well, it's been great for this area, the movie The River. I mean, if you look over here, there's $1 million right behind me in that set, and that all went to local people. And beyond that, a lot of people have been hired. Over, 60 or 70 technical construction type people have been hired, and then about 1,000 extras have been hired to work, and most of those people were unemployed before the picture came here. Some people have actually come up and thanked me, for getting them a job.
It took those construction workers 6 months of full employment to produce an authentic-looking farm, actually an amazingly real movie set. The money made by the farmers did not, of course, solve the economic woes of the area, but the movie did pour $7 million into the local economy, and that 7 eventually became 25 by being respent. The real impact of the film was more than money. Lives were changed. 2 of the stars of The River are not Hollywood professionals. Becky Jo Lynch is one of them. Later in life, she may look upon the film as a marvelous game.
That I understand.
But not 12-year-old Shane Bailey. He was picked because he had a remarkable resemblance to his film parents, stars Mel Gibson and Sissy Spacek. But he soon proved that he was more than just a look-alike. From the beginning, he took his job very seriously.
I was late on it.
When you pick her up, keep it to the side like that.
It was a funny thing, the first day of rehearsal, Shane had his script in a notebook sitting by the wall, and it said, The River, starring Sissy Spacek, Mel Gibson, and Shane Bailey. So, both kids make it real hard on all of us, because under all these horrible circumstances that we work, they're there working, hitting their marks, doing their lines. You can't complain when a 6-year-old's not complaining. Makes it real rough.
Hey,
Whether he makes it as an actor, Shane Bailey will never be the same. For one thing, he now has the money, some $13,500, to pay for part of his education. But for the average American 12-year-old, school is what you have to do, and big-time athletics is what you dream about.
Right now, if you could do it, would you rather be a professional baseball player or an actor?
I was into baseball a whole lot. Till now, acting. I never see sports. I always watch movies now and stuff. I'm not really into sports no more. I'm just into acting.
Do you think this experience is going to change your life?
A lot. It seems like it's not true that I got the part, but the paycheck, they just seem like they're floating out of air. I just get one all the time.
To Shane Bailey, Mark Rydell was more than his director. He became a second father. And through that strong relationship, the boy gained a sense of purpose and maturity.
You gonna try and be an actor? You're gonna have to work on your accent, you know.
I'm taking my speech class.
But I think you are doing
You
much
haven't heard
better.
the tape yet.
No, I'd like to hear it.
Down here, George.
You have a good ear. You can correct that, you know.
You may go get it?
You don't have to sound, no, not get it.
Get it.
Aha! It's gonna change your whole life.
Maybe he'll go on to act in other films. If he wants to, I think he'll be able to. Maybe he'll choose not to. But I think that it's opened the doors for him as far as realizing all the options there are in life.
Hollywood affected Shane Bailey profoundly, and the Tennessee farmers, in their turn, affected the film. And sometimes, however rarely, you get a special magic from the combination of the talents of the Hollywood professionals and the people from the location who have lived, worked, and suffered there. This is exactly what happened in the river.
My farm's gone. They already foreclosed on me.
Now you guys murmur, turn to one another. It's like a death.
We had 100 people from Tennessee who participated in an auction sequence where farmers were auctioning off their goods after a tremendous loss.
Everybody sits here like it's a funeral. You know, everybody here is an inch away from that situation. You know about this better than I do. I need your help to make this work. I'm sure a lot of you really know it.
They began to see that I was not looking to manipulate. I was looking to really get the truth from them. Once they understood that I was not using them, it poured out like honey. These people had experienced much of what was going on in our material.
A disaster is a disaster, you know. If it's a fire or a flood, it don't matter what wipes you out, you're done. I got wiped out in a fire and lost everything. This is happening every day to a lot of farmers. This disaster, getting sold out, foreclosed to the banks, going broke.
It needs to start real gentle. Nobody is prepared for this. What's your first line? Go ahead, do it.
We've had enough of this. Tell him out here, no sale.
Say no sale once. Let it infect you, right? This heroic thing that he's doing. He's stopping this damn thing. Enough is enough. But it should happen slowly. Everybody shouldn't be ready to fight so quick.
Rydell addresses the all-important issue of pace, vital for the development of an emotional scene.
And you start to move toward him, and all of a sudden he's got a riot on his hands. Stop the auction. Stop the auction.
That scene didn't call for me to do anything but be there and react to it. And I was moved to tears. Me as an actress, I did some of my best work there because I was reacting honestly to honest emotions coming from these farmers.
Quiet, please. Here we go. And we're rolling.
Could I have your attention, please? You would, please? You people in the right rear there, move on up. Come right over on this left side. We have plenty of room down here.
When the filming starts, it's very hard to tell what's acting and what's real life.
Everything is to be sold.
They gave me everything. I tell you, there are close-ups of the people from Tennessee that will move you to tears, people you've never have seen before.
We've had enough of this. No sale.
Wait a minute.
I agree with me. No
This
sale.
is not our idea.
sale.
This is
No
Dad's idea.
sale.
No sale.
Don't understand.
Now hold it. Hold it.
We have a deep well of resources here as far as real emotions. It's just extra things that just happen, things that weren't in our original script but have come out of the material, and it's because we're here. It's because we're shooting on location in a real place.
When the filming was over, Sissy Spacek went home to Virginia to spend more time with her daughter Skylar and to think about what her next film will be. Shane Bailey is home too. He's going to school and recently became a member of the basketball team. And he too is thinking of films. He's gotten himself a Screen Actors Union card, an agent, and a voice coach. His father says he has a newfound popularity with girls.
This is me and local.
Mark Rydell is back in California editing The River, affected by what he found in East Tennessee.
Excellent.
Thank you very much, sir. Enjoyed working with you.
Pleasure, thank you.
Really did.
It doesn't feel like Hollywood in Tennessee. It feels like men and women trying really hard to be honorable and to reflect these people's problems with a sense of decency. I know that our crew has been affected by this area. I'm sure that this area has been affected by our crew, and this will be a very powerful experience for everybody.
The carefully constructed movie set still stands out there beside the Holston River. The Hollywood film crews may have abandoned these impermanent sets, but they took something with them that will last. The realization of their responsibility to portray America's farmers with a sense of dignity. Two members of that production crew have moved their families to the area and have left California for good. Why? They like it there. They like the people and the hills.
And they could live in that set they built for the movie, the house and the barn and so forth. Incidentally, what will become of that set, Frank?
There's some talk about giving it over to the county as a park, but you know, when those spring floods come, that river may just take it away.
It could be gone, right. Very good. Thank you, Tom.
We'll be right back.